All right, let's practice 4 piecewise functions to finish off this review. So the first piece is linear on number 1. Let's go ahead and choose some highlight colors. So from negative infinity to negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be like from here back is my window. And then from negative 3 to negative 1. Oh, to positive 1. And then from 1 to 5. So those are the windows, the little domain windows that I'm using. Okay, so the first one is linear. It's got a critical point here at x1, y1 of negative 5, negative 4. So go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down 1, 4. And then my slope is an invisible 1. And I'm going up 1 over 1 to a closed dot at the end of the domain window there. And then I'm going back and down into infinity. There's piece number 1. Piece number 2 is a quadratic that is downwards orientation. And so we're going to picture something like this with a vertex at negative 1, 4. So let's go put that vertex at negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And from there, we're doing a growth of a parent down. And it's going to be closed on the left and open on the right. So out 1, down 1. Out 1, down 1. Out 2, down 4 is going to be an open dot right here. And out 2, down 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a closed dot here. So here's my little parabola. Oops, we can do better than that. There. Next one is a parabola with a stretch of 2. It is upwards facing. It starts in 1 and goes to 5. So let's go put the vertex at 3, negative 4 to start. 1, 2, 3, negative 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from there, we go stretch of 2, out 1, up 2. Space on both sides of the domain, out 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At the end, it's going to be an open dot. Out 2, up 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is going to be a closed dot. There it is. How'd you do? Don't forget to label and scale. All right. Highlighting the domain window of this one, it goes from negative 8 to negative 6. Then we go from negative 6 to negative 2. Then we go from negative 2 to 2. We've got a quadratic piece, upwards orientation. It's going to be at negative 7, 0 for the vertex. So back 7, 0. And that's going to be a closed dot. And from there, we've got stretch of 2. So out 1, up 2. Out 2, up 4, 2, up 8. And that's an open dot at the end of that little half parabola looking thing. Okay. That only goes to a domain of negative 6, so that's it. That's all we see. Next goes from negative 4, 6. That's my vertex. And this is a downwards parabola of parent stretch. Out 1, down 1. Out 2, down 4. open dot, and open on the other side, out 2, down 4, open dot on that side as well. There's my little upside down piece, and then we've got a horizontal line through 2 from open dot to open dot. There it is, all done. All right, next one has a horizontal line through -4, so let's go highlight first. We're going to say from -4 to -2, from -2 to 1, and from 1 to infinity. -4 is going to be open to -2. This side is an open dot. This side is a closed dot. Little tiny horizontal line through -4 from open to closed. Next is a linear piece with an upward slope. It's going to go back 2 and down 4 as a starting point. Back 2, down 4. Okay, so it's starting there at the end of that horizontal line, and then counting up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, closed dot at the end of that green domain. Last, from 1 to infinity, is a quadratic. It's got a vertex at 3, -2. And from there, we grow it parent stretch. And there it goes, keep going. Oh, don't forget to connect this guy. There she is. This one is probably the most like the test, keep in mind. Okay, last, there's a linear piece that goes from -infinity to 0, and then from 0 to 3, and then from 3 to infinity. All right, so let's go back to a dot at -4, -1. Slope of up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, and it's a closed dot at the end of the domain. And it goes to -infinity, so we got to get an arrow going there. All right, then we've got an upside down or downwards orientation parabola with a vertex at +1, 2. So write 1 up 2. And it's going to be a downwards parabola. This is going to have an open dot here, but it's already closed from the other equation, from the other function. And this goes out 1, down 1 here, out 2, down 1, 2, 3, 4, where it's going to have a closed dot at the end of this domain. So little tiny upside down hook. Then we've got our last linear with a critical point at 3, 4. So write 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4, slope of 1. Oh, can't go to the domain in that direction. And it should be an open dot there at this guy right here. All right, and don't forget to label and scale your graph. 8, -8. Okay, are you getting better at piecewise functions? How'd you do?